Hello, everyone. We are back to our classes on the 8 movements. Today, we have to see the 6th of the 8 movements that focus precisely on the close hold. But before, we do some warm-ups as usual. And today, we do some warm-up standing. Also, standing warm-ups are very useful and interesting. So they have also their very good function. So we do it standing. Feet parallel, in this case, a little bit wider. And then inhale and exhale, wrapping your arms around while turning also with the head. Then inhale, open, and then go. There is different ways. Sometimes it's done like this. And sometimes it's done without bending the legs. You see which one you like better. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling from the nostrils. Okay. Now we do some stretching for the arms. We hook just before the elbow and stretch. We have already done this sitting. Then a little further and stretch. Then we go the other side. Breathing normally. Stretch. Now we can come actually a little closer with the feet. Then stretch. You get the wrist and then stretch. Then change the other wrist and pull up. Then put your hand between your shoulder blades and move a little back without really turning the body. Is more pushing the elbow which way you like more, like this, like this, like this. Doesn't really change much. And the other side. Now both and pull up. Like we do in the first of the movement. And then only one and stretch. The other one and stretch. And then keep one there and you go around the back like this. And try to lift the elbow, stretching. Then the other side. Your hand is here. And then if you can, you put the hands together on the back. Then let go. You understand this one, you can also do on the chair, more or less it's easy to understand how it can be done. Now we turn a little bit the arms. This is to train also a little bit the strength. And you do circles not too big, but with the arms controlled. They are not soft. They are with intent, controlled, and then we go around. And the circles are like if you want to go outward, a little bit this kind of intention. And then the other direction. If you do it for a little time, it's not a problem. If you do it for a long time, then you start to feel tired. Okay, again, let go. Now we go like this, one leg in front, and then maybe you put this hand at the root of the thigh to have some purchase, and then let really loose your arm, and then go around. And then you just let it go without forcing, but let it go. And then we switch side. The root of the thigh. Then around. And then go. And don't block the breathing, just try to relax the breath. Okay. Now, a little close your feet. and you do circles with the knees together. Or sometimes, now I don't know where it is. Sometimes you can even put a little ball between your knees when you do this movement. Inhale and exhale. And then the other side. Coming up and going down a little. Okay. And now we go down a little. I also would suggest you to put your hands at the base of the thigh and keeping the back straight. Okay. Now we can go on the floor. Maybe I change a little bit the angle of the camera. There is a better light. Now we start from this. Inhale. Lower to the level of the shoulder, at the side of the foot, and gently bounce. The other side. Up. Inhale, parallel, stretching, then coming down, exhaling, and then gently bounce. The breath is free. Okay, now shake the knee. The other. Feet together, back straight, soft bouncing. I'm doing, as you can see, some warm-ups really simple, some a little more challenging, so everybody can find something that can do, and maybe also have some kind of pleasure in doing something a little more challenging. Now, if we can, we move forward, remaining like this. In this case, the feet are as much as possible close to the body. Don't push it. Go a little bit forward like this, and then move the feet forward and go down. And relax the breath. You don't have to try to push yourself to go touching the feet. But if you feel, especially exhaling, that you can go down a little without forcing, then you do it. Especially on the exhale. Okay, now we come back slowly, easy, and then cross one leg, cross the other, and we move a little forward. Then you come back, helping yourself with the hands. You don't have to force. And go the other way. First down, then in front. Both feet are out, coming before the knees, a little forward. Okay, now we come back. And now we bend one knee as we did, yes, the previous session. And you move back and let gently stretch the thigh. Don't drop the foot, just keep it straight. Within a little time to let relax the muscles and the fascia. Breathe smoothly. And now we switch the other side. Go back enough that you're comfortable, but at the same time you feel a soft stretch on the thigh, on the top of the thigh. Okay. Now we put the foot under the knee and we move forward. From the navel forward. Now we go the other side. Don't push the knee. Also, you cannot really, because there is behind, there is your foot, your ankle. So you can't really push it, but still don't. This to help training the forward bending, because a few movements, they end in this way. The sixth, for example. Now you release the foot and try to grab both. And then you let one knee come up, bend a little. The other one you keep down and push forward and then alternate. You see, when you do this, you pull from the lower back. So you move from the navel forward. And then try to keep it together with both. So in this way, you can train and having some good results to help the forward bending. Now we go on the floor, lay down. Rock a little bit. Rock all the way to the side. And then you can really turn, go down, and then inhale, go in the center, exhale, go to the side. And then leg straight, exhale, closing, inhale, stretching, exhale, closing. Now you keep one foot close to the body and raise the leg. Or you control the foot this way. Also, you can pull back, pull down a little bit. The other side. There is always some principle of doing things. And now, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And now lift your arm above the head. Pull slightly back the feet, pushing down your toes, but not too much, and stretching a little above the head, your arms. Then you bring the hands on the side, your feet close to the body, and inhale and exhale. Inhale going up, exhale coming down. Now we do a little modification of this movement. When you go up, and then we use this one, even if it was warm up, to coordinate the movement with the breath and different parts of the body moving at the same time, coordinate it. So here, for example, we go up, we should arch the back while bringing the arms up. They should get there at the same time. And then we exhale coming down, and they should arrive down at the same time. Not something like this, and then this, and then this, but together, a flow, a movement, coordinated. Inhaling, and the knees not open, the feet not open, try to keep parallel. Inhaling, as much as possible close to the body. And exhale. This can be done in a few different ways. This is the most simple. And it's very useful to train the capacity of coordinating the movement with the breathing. We use these exercises like warm-ups, but that in their own right, they are exercises that they do a lot of good to many things. If you don't force and don't create a problem for yourself. Now we go up without the arms back. Down, pushing the vertebrae on the ground. And now when you go up, we go also on the tip of the toes. Now take a couple of breaths here. Then straighten your legs and turn. Belly on the ground. If you can, you keep the chin on the ground. Otherwise, you can put your forehead on the hand, but this is less advisable. And then we lift the legs. If it's like this, you can put your hands under your thighs and come up. But observe your neck if it's happy or not. In this case, exhale, inhale, or you can also inhale and exhale. You choose what you like more. Okay. Now the forehead on the ground, the hands at the side of the chest. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, bending and going down, the forehead in front of the knees. Inhale and exhale. In the head a little back, then you counter arch. Now you are like this, and then go down, sit, and if you can, let the forehead on the ground. Here first you let the thighs, and then the belly, and then the chest. Okay. Then we sit. One leg bent, the other one bent, also but from the back, with the foot close to the buttocks. You don't sit on the foot, but in front. This is very good to train the legs for the position and the knees. It's a really good exercise. We do it in the simpler way. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale in the center, exhale to the side, like if you want to put your forehead on the ground in front of the knee. And if you can, you also can do it. Then we go in front like this. And breathe. Breathe relaxed. from the nostrils. And now and then we take a deeper breath. Always from the nostrils. And we switch side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then, keeping the heels at the perineum, we go forward like this. And breathe, relax. Now and then a deeper one from the nostrils. Okay. Now you sit back. You can sit in a position that you deem comfortable and observe your breathing. Now we cross, one above the other. Inhale and exhale. Remain a little there. Come up, open a little to the open side. And then to the other side, pushing more. And if we can, we move down a little more. Then gently switch legs. We gently move forward. Then we stay a little. Now turn one moment to the side that we call open. I'm sorry, I turn first on close. First a little to the side that is open. Breathing relaxed. Then to the other side. More twisting. And then going down. You can try to block the knee so you can do the down more. Okay. Now, to complete the preparation, now we shake a little bit. To complete the preparation for the sixth, we do a movement to understand how we can cross the legs in the best and the simplest way. The sixth is done in this way, in this position, but grabbing the toes so that we end up in a position like this with the crossed arms and the upper chest closed. After we see a little moment why, try to understand what is doing this kind of position. But first, since we are here from the end of the sixth, the fifth, excuse me, remember, then we have to inhale, and then we have to cross and go in there. Arms and legs the same way, meaning if below there is the right leg, then there will be the right arm. Above, if there is the left leg, there would be the left arm. So in this way. So we try to alternate. And how we do that? Inhaling, we open. Exhaling, we close. Inhaling, we open. Exhaling, we close. And sometimes there is the instinct to try to do this. Some people can, it's possible, but it's not necessary to try to move simultaneously the arms and the legs like this. If it's possible, you can also do it. But it's easier, especially for people who are not trained, to move first one and then the other. First the one lower and then the one above. Because sometimes when people want to do this, they go a little back and they hold, because also the abdominal muscle they tense, they hold, and then doesn't make sense, because what we want to do is inhale and exhale smoothly. That is the base of all the movement, the core, the soul of all the movement. So we should be must really aware and mindful and concentrating on that, not to let the breath block, unless there is the point in the movement where we have to hold. That is the point of the movement that is the most important, but is one, sometimes is two. The rest of the inhalation and the exhalation should just flow one into the other without any break here and there, like this is really not good. It's simply not good. There is no any reason to do that. Then you do this, and you can easily exhale and stay with the movement, with the breathing, without forcing, without blocking. So it's much more important to do it in this way than try to jump. Also, when we finish this movement forward, some people want to do like this. We are like this, and we open. Here, and then we open, and then we close, and we do the movement. Okay, this for the movement of the leg. Now we look at the position of the arms. So the position of the arms should be like this. Remember, I hope a little bit, this movement is for the close hold, but we have already the close hold, the previous movement, the one where we go like this. And yesterday, I was explaining how, in order to help to give the right shape of the air that should be held, we have to breathe in a certain way. So ideally, breathing in a way that there is not too much air and this down below, already where the air should be controlled and closed. The closed hold should be below the navel, area around the navel, but focus below. That is a closed hold, should be there, not here. A closed hold here or here is bad. Before, you should be sure that is down. So that is my point of view. Since the 8 movements are also a kind of training, then the movement helps in configuring the breath in that way that is already correct. So here, for example, we saw yesterday that if you really inhale, the moment you come up, close the chin and keep it there, automatically you are limiting the influx of the air from below. Not too much, also you go up quickly and from below. Here, we don't breathe quickly. We breathe the normal 2 counts. And here, what is achieved by the position in order to have the same condition where there is no much air and goes right and stays below, is this position of the arms. Because if you really grab, possibly with one, otherwise you can also grab with 2, the toes, you see that the arms are pretty much, very much closed up there. And for example, we do like this, and then you keep the elbow well down, so closed, and then breathe. You see that you don't get much air up in the chest. It stays mostly down. And if you are able to do a little bit, at least like this, you see really the air is not coming up. Of course, if you do it correctly, it's even better. The air tends to be, also cannot be very much because it's all the rib cage is squeezed and the control and blocked. So there is not much air, and mainly it stays down. So that is the precise condition for then applying the close hold. So remember this thing. That is really important. Don't block the air when you come into the position. And then the arm should be like this. So if you cannot grab the toes, the big toes, generally we grab the big toes, you have to try anyway to keep the arms in this way. If you do like this, then it's gone. Then you probably breathe mostly in the chest. You don't want to do that. You don't. You want to breathe and keep it below. Keep the top here really free. And even if something is coming, then with the movement that come after, is gonna coordinate it. So here you can grab your ankle, your shin. You can grab your the root of your thigh. You do what you've gotta do. And just grab something and stay with the arm closed. you find for yourself what is really working. And remember, the purpose is that doesn't come up in the air in the chest and stays below and not too much. So you see, according to your condition and capacity, what helps you make this happening. But don't let this one open. Then it doesn't work. Now, I wanted to show you first the core, two important things. Now I'm going to show you how it is the movement. So we finish this way. Inhale. First I show. Okay, this is the movement. So we inhale here, we exhale crossing. Now I don't grab, otherwise it's difficult for me to explain. Then you go down a little bit to hook and grab the big toes, but you don't have to try to push down. So enough that you can grab. And then you inhale coming up. Of course, you tend to inhale from the bottom. And if you inhale nicely, this expansion inhalation helps you to come up. And then the indication is that you should really put the nape at the base of the neck. This is a little bit strong, a little bit extreme. We did a little bit these exercises before, already can help a little bit having the neck, if your serve is a little loose, but still you have to be careful with your neck, not to push it, because the neck can be a little delicate. So in any case, you should go back up. So if you think and move the head back, it can be a little bit tense in the neck. That is the goal, to bring the nape at the root of the neck. But if we do the movement, instead of sinking from the beginning to bring the neck back, now we sink to bring the navel forward, there is less strain in the neck. It comes the movement more smooth, with less tension. Because the final purpose, what it is, the final purpose is to straighten the back. Because you are like this, and then in doing this, you straighten the back. And if you try to seem to move the navel forward, straighten the back, and the neck can go back with less tension, more smoothly. That's the inhalation. And then from there, you go from the open side, where there is the thigh on top. And first you try to go and putting the ear on the shoulder or grazing the shoulder. Then you go in the center and keep the chin close strongly and nicely against the chest. If you see, this is the same position as the previous. This moment, we are in close hold. And this is very similar to before. The chin closed, the size controlled. There we were tensing the body. Here, when you do this and everything, the body gets some tension. Control the size. Close hold. Then you keep turning and going, looking, possibly with the head as straight as you can, above the shoulder, and then exhale, put your hand at the side, then release the legs, inhale, and exhale forward. One side, and then the other. So when we do this movement, first we try to go on the ear, then close. And then here, the last part is the directed hold. So without getting confused, this directed hold is not like the one before. The one before was bringing the air down toward the closed hold. This one is a kind of reinforcing, we could think, reinforcing the closed hold. Okay, but you don't worry the name. The name is relative. At a certain point, if you understand, you learn, and you're interested, the name defines something. But what you have to think is the movement to down correctly. So you go down, then keep the chin close to the chest, then move to the other side, and then exhale. You do this correctly, what is going to happen is what is supposed to happen. That is a characteristic of the movements. If you do it correctly, what is supposed to happen, happen. If you know, if you understand, you have an insight of what is supposed to happen, if for some reason you cannot do the movement exactly, you have to slightly adapt with your condition, but you will know how to do that without changing the function of the breath and the hold. That is important. For example, here, if we cannot grab the feel like this, then you have to do this or this, and some people might like this, some people like that, different. Now, if people have really difficulty and they open a little, in this case, they can grab the ankle or the shin, and it can also be done. Also, this one doesn't change that much. And can be done on the chair. And here we really need a little bit of the blocks. Maybe I put the chair. So here we need a little bit of thickness. So, of course, the previous one we finished like this. The first one, no? The last one, we are actually finishing the fifth like this. So, unless you already prepared your blocks, then you have to stop a moment and prepare the blocks. And then go here, and then we can go inhale, and exhale. Now, in this movement, man crossed the right leg over the leg first, and women the left over the right first. The third movement that we had this kind of position was the opposite. Man crossed the left first over the right. And the last one would be the same. This one is the opposite. Men cross first the right and women first the left. So we are like this. We can inhale and then exhale. If you want, if you need, you can help yourself in moving this, but better you do it with this because then, and then you cross in this way. And here, well, here you have to try to grab somewhere here. And if you want, you can try to grab again the big toe and keep it as much as possible above the knee. So it would be something like this. Exhaling. Then inhale. Hold to the ear. Keep holding to the center of the chest. Keep holding to the side. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Or like this, how you can. Inhale. Hold. Keep holding. Keep holding. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. It's not so difficult on the chair, really. And if you cannot grab, the big toe, you grab this. Important is that you close, and here you are closing really, really very nicely. So should be not a problem that correspond. And then, if you don't have the blocks, what you have to do, inhale, and then you have to come up. You see, then you have to come up with your foot, like this. In, in, hold, 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 out. Okay, this is on the chair. I don't do it very often on the chair, but I think that it's clear how it can be done, and how the movement can have, although we are not sitting on the ground, but can have the same function, and is not need to be extremely complicated. As you can see, can be adapted either coming up with your feet or put in some blocks or something, some kind of spessore, some kind of something of some thickness that allow you to get to a position, because like this would not be the same. Like this would not be the same. Is a little bit strange. Why? You see, if I stay down, that you have to come up, and then really also the back is straight, because the point is that being close hold is very important, that the back is straight. This is very important, because when you hold down there is a kind of powerful hold, some important function. And generally, we should always have the back straight. But when we practice the close hold, it's very important the back should be straight. Like in the previous, we should be really parallel to the floor, back straight. And so that's why it's important to concentrate on the navel. Because when we do like this, the tendency is to bend. But if we think the navel forward while you do this, then you stay straight. You cannot push too much forward, because the chin, the position is not allowing that, but you can become straight. And that is what we have to do. Straight back. Okay, this is the sixth. The sixth somehow is a little bit the more complex of the 8 movements. The seventh, that is the next, we do the next time, is a little difficult physically. But this one, as you see, takes a little time to get accustomed to the movement and the position and the way that is done, memorizing things. But the good news, that is very good for your brain. Something that challenges you to remember, needs some kind of coordination of the movement with the breathing. In also, if you go in the chair, for example, also some sense of balance is really engaging the brain in ways that is really helping the brain to stay active and functioning better. You know, recently Clearman study proved that the brain is plastic and can actually, it's not that it's fixed away and then you can do nothing. No. In the good and the bad can be shaped. And also, apparently, the possibility of new neurons to grow again is not that they all have to die slowly and become less well-functioning. And apparently, one of the most important things we can do is physical exercise, especially with this kind of characteristics, sometimes a little vigorous, coordination of the movement, balance, engaging to learn something that is not exactly very simple always, is very good to keep our brain functioning in the best possible way, even when we age. So this fits the description, for example. The 8 movements very much fits also the description. Now let me see what time is it. Okay. So we try to see now if we can do a little bit of practice of the 8 movements from the first to the last. But before we do the 9 breathings, and sometimes, even if you, since I've been showing how we can adapt it on the chair, at a certain point we will do also a full sequence on the chair. Excuse me. sometimes even if you can do it on the floor, but you don't have that possibility, and you want to coordinate your energy, to do some movement, to tonify a little bit also our physical body, well, if you don't have space, you are somewhere, there is a chair, also you can do it on the chair. Why not? Very easy. The first two, they can be standing or in the chair, is really exactly the same. And then, we have seen step by step, and then we will see it again. So now, we do the 9 breathings. Inhale and exhale. In. Okay, now, yet movements, I already told you, they are ruled by the rhythm. I've not given the rhythm yet, because in my experience, might get confusing. So I'm only indicating when is a normal length, that is 2 counts, 1, 2, and when is the long length, that is 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have already done the rhythmic breathing, so you know the rhythm. But I still will not guide you with the rhythm, but in, out, when is long or is fast, I will say fast inhale, fast exhale, long inhale. Long exhale is just at the end. Okay? So now we do the 8 movements, not too fast, with some kind of present but not rigid. Slowly, slowly, we go up until the 6th. Uh-oh. Feet parallel. Sometimes if you want to feel the back straight, we can also do this. a side of the head, parallel. Then come down. Keep the sides controlled. Ready? Man right to the left, women left to the right. In, out. Slow in. Tense the body, open, hold. Out. In, out. In, out. Slow in. Open, hold. Out. In, out. In, out. Slow in. Open, hold. Out. In, out. In, out. Men with the left up, women the right up. In, hold, open. A little quicker, hold with direction. Out. In, out. In, out. Now men out to the right, wind out of the left. In, hold, hold, out. In, out. In, out. In, hold, open, hold with direction, out. In, out. In, man left over right, women right over left, out. In, slightly to the side, open all turning, push the shoulder back, bend, holding, then exhale. In, out. In, cross the other way the legs, out. In, hold, open, hold with direction, out. In, out. Now here you have to cross. In, that's the easy way. Out, not too low. Slow in, coordinated. Open, hold, quickly out. In, raise your toes, out. In, like the first movement, curl your toes, out. Slow in. Open, hold. Arms down, exhale. In, out. In, out. Slow in. Open, hold. In. And now we have to roll back. Out. Quickly in, chin on the chin on the chest. Tense the body parallel. Keep the chin closed. Slowly out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Close. Tense the body. Slowly out. In. Out. In. Out. Quickly in. Close. Tense. Slowly out. In. Out. In. Out. Men right over left. Women left over right. Grab. Inhale. Straighten the back. Open side holding. Chin on the chest, back straight. Look over the shoulder. Out. In. Out. In. Man left over right, women right over left. Out. In. Hold. 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 Out. In. Out. Okay. As you see, I'm not forcing anything. I'm just going very without pushing any movement. So these are the first 6. Maybe we do once more this last one. It was a little dark because this last one should be understood well. Men right over the left first, women left over right first. Same, the arms. In, out. In, hold, 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 out. In, out. In, out. In, hold, 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 out. In, okay. So we are finished with our movements for today. And now we do 7 fast exhalation and a moment of relaxation. You abandon everything. Don't bother about your body. Leave it as it is. Don't bother about the breathing. Let it free. Don't bother about the mind. After doing the 8 movements, the mind should be more relaxed. Not so agitated. Now we move a little bit. Roll to the side. Sit up. Okay, we have finished the session and the next one is gonna be tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.